Hello, welcome to MoreBikes.co.uk. We have a scoop for you in the grandest traditions of the word, because Avon have just sent us these. These are their new 3D Ultra Xtreme tyres. Fancy name for what are effectively brilliant race tyres or track tyres. We'll run you through them, but the crucial things to know is these are developed specifically for track use, track day, races, that type of thing. They come after 3 years of development with various racing organisations around the world, the MCUI, the Irish racing organisation, that type of thing. And these are a return to track tyres from Avon. They did make track tyres in the 80s and 90s, and this is an attempt by the British company to get back to that type of brilliant spec performance from homegrown rubber. We're delighted to have the first look at them to show you, so let's get on and do that right now. This is the front tyre, this is the back tyre. You know that, you're already into motorbikes, that's why you're here on MoreBikes. So you get a good look there at the tread pattern on them. We'll get to the intricacies of the moment of the tyres in a moment, but that's the front tyre there obviously, and then the back tyre there. The usual sizes are available for these for whatever sort of sports bike you want. You know the type of thing we're talking about. Price wise, £225-ish a set if you buy them at track, £255-ish a set if you buy them retail. Of course, if you're buying these on track or from a shop, then you will be able to do the usual sort of wheeler and dealing that goes around when you're buying track tyres. You know what we're talking about, but have a word with the guys who shift the Avon stuff. They'll probably bring the price down a few quid for you. Tell them MoreBikes sent you, definitely will bring some price down then. Right, crucial things to know about these tyres. These are based on a lot of technology that we've already seen on the company's 3D XM. XM stands for extra mileage, and these are tyres that we have tested as MoreBikes in Germany and on the road in the UK, and we rate the 3D XMs extremely highly. They are a superb tyre, don't take very long to warm up, give you some really good mileage and great grip. Very predictable as well in iffy conditions. That's down to a thing that these tyres have and the 3D XMs have called Sipes. Sipes technology is basically, let's take a look at the front tyre. Here you go. The front tyre, so you've got the standard sort of tread pattern here, and you'll notice in the sides you have various smaller, they look like cuts effectively in here. These are Sipes. What Sipes are is, I'll open this one here to show you, there. So in this section here of tyre that we've had cut, this is a Sipes here. A Sipe opens up, it's like a cut that opens up in the tyre, and in it it's got teeth that interlock. And they open up and they help dissipate water and keep the tyre cool. But here's the clever thing, when you lay a tyre over, the pressure of the tyre going over onto the sidewall closes the Sipe up, effectively getting rid of that cut. It feels more like a slick when it's on the side. Seems a bit far-fetched, but trust me, they really do work. I love riding on Sipes. You don't actually know that they're in the tyre. These teeth will interlock and form a really good bond on there. So the Sipes technology is on the Ultra Xtremes, these new 3D Ultra Xtremes from Avon. Also, other things that they have borrowed from the technology on other tyres that they've used, like on the 3D XMs, the steel belt. If I hold this up like that, you can see that here, in this cross section, you can see the steel belt here. The steel belt is wound around the carcass of the tyre. Pretty much standard for the tech of the moment. But what Avon does is they wind the belt tighter on the middle, and then they leave a slight gap in each wind as it works its way out to the corners. Two reasons for that. The first one is that when you're going at a real high speed, the tighter winding here of the steel belt stops the tyre expanding. It actually holds the tyre tighter, stops it deforming at speed, gives you a bit more stability. The gap in the steel belt here as you move over means that when you're over, right on the edge of the tyre, you get a lot more feedback. You can really tell what the tyre is doing. It allows the tyre to move slightly, and that translates to feedback, so you are much more confident. You really know what's happening underneath you with the tyre. The tyre construction itself, there's tri-compound on these tyres. Effectively, it's a compound in the middle for mileage and wear, pretty much standard. The softer compounds are on the shoulders, but the triple compound is where it gets really clever. There's a third compound underneath here. I know we're talking a lot about rubber compounds, but it's really important that the third compound that goes underneath the other two compounds is in place, because that helps keep the tyre cool. Cool means you get more life out of it. Cool means you get a better predictability. It doesn't overheat on track so much. So that's gone in here as well. There's various options with the 3D Ultra Xtremes, and the guys are racing in them now as a part development at the Isle of Man TT races, which are currently on for 2016. There's been a lot of on-track development. Neil Mackenzie, the 3-time British Superbike champion and former Grand Prix 500 racer, he's been involved in a test ride on these, and Neil says that he really rates them. He thinks they're a very good tyre with lots of feedback. You don't get much better than Neil Mackenzie telling you that the tyres are good. So there we go. That's the very first look at the 3D Ultra Xtremes from Avon. 225 if you buy them at the track, thereabouts. 255 if you buy them retail. Usual sizes. They have Sipe's technology, the steel band in the middle to keep them in shape at high speeds, and loads of feedback from the sidewall when you're leant over due to the Sipe's technology in these tyres as well. Brand new from Avon. We really rate the 3D XMs incredibly highly. They're one of our favourite tyres, and if these new tyres get anywhere near the 3D XMs, then we will rate these 10 out of 10, especially at those prices. That's it for now. Thanks for watching MoreBikes.co.uk. Stay with us for plenty more product news.